Hi guys, Mr. Jaeger here, and welcome to a bit of a late, admittedly, but channel update, which I feel is going to be kind of a longish one. So feel free to swap this to like a podcast. It's going to eventually pretty much be about podcast. The footage you're watching at the moment is from a game called Starbase. Starbase is a recently gone into early access. I'm going to call it Eve in first person. Basically, it's a player-driven, player economy style game which you can construct your own spaceships, fly around. It's voxel based, so it means destructible environments. The ships are destructible. Everything's destructible virtually, and it is a lot of fun. It's seriously, it's one of I've already clocked in like 50 hours, and it's only been out for a week. So yeah, no, having a blast at the moment. So if you're interested, I will provide a link in the description for you to have a look at the Steam page, because it is a very good game. The developers are quite friendly as well. They're actually quite. Then you can tell this is they have passion behind it. They're not just corpo, where they just kind of send you very limited amounts of stuff, and then they sort of just they get like, oh, you actually want something valuable. No, they are like, if there's ever a problem, report the bug, and they immediately apologize for it. It's brilliant. So anyway, So yes, this update, August, at the time of recording, the 10th, 2021. So basically, I will have a couple of things to talk about. We'll talk about the small stuff first, just so that way we can get to the more important thing, which will be probably the big chunk of this channel update. So, news-wise, so I did make a mention on the channel posts that there was a change of internet, or at least an upgrading of the internet. So, quick story about that. Basically, I received a phone call a couple weeks ago from my internet provider asking if there was anything, basically catching up with the service. And I was informed by one of the guys I was informed by them that I could, in fact, upgrade my gear, like upgrade my internet speed and downloads and uploads and surprisingly pay less, not a huge amount less, but still less. And it was actually the original internet package I wanted to get, but previously when I had the internet first time, it was unavailable thanks to COVID restrictions. So fun times there. But anyway, so there was that sort of deal going on with that. So the internet is now faster, very much faster. I'm very much enjoying it. And as such, the upload rate is also faster, which means certain things may hopefully be better for live streaming. This doesn't, of course, mean 100% all the time, yes, this is good. It just means that I can now live stream, and there is a little bit of there's a little bendiness towards my live streaming setup. I may have to change my live streaming setup if we still encounter problems, but Emperor willing, that might not be the case. I'm hoping not, at least. But anyway, so there is that one for you. Going into other bits of news, we are a little delayed on getting the other live stream stuff sorted. The Remnant Fall from Ashes, which was the other game that I was intending on playing as part of the whole sort of, progressing on from other games. So I have delayed that. Dying Light has kind of hit a bit of a curvetail, because unfortunately the game itself is an absolute arse when it comes to like frames and everything. I don't know why. But yeah, it's a mixture of the game's age, most likely, as well as optimizations and other jazz. So all I can describe is, on my end, I'm running plus 60 frames, no trouble. But when I try and play the game on the other end, it just doesn't want to do it, which is frustrating, to say the least. But there it is. So anyway, there's a chance I may have to finish the Dying Light via playing through recorded. So I record the playthrough, finish off what's left, and then upload it as part of we've now completed it in that form, which I'm disappointed by. This is the first time I've had to potentially cancel change the way that these particular things work, which is a bit frustrating. Though at the same time, it kind of puts the pressure off a bit, because I'm not having to worry. The only thing that I'm sad about is I can't interact with you guys whilst I'm playing through the game, which is a bit of a shame, definitely. But anyway, going on to that sort of thing. So that is a potential fix for our situation, but obviously one that I'd like to avoid. So I'm going to attempt to, at some point this week, do another live stream, whereupon we play and do some stuff. But yeah. What else is going on? Work's been a bit manic. The last few weeks have been stressful, to say the least. With regards to like people going to work, people leaving work, stuff happening. Finally being able to relax a bit or do some other stuff, but primarily we're now going to go on to the... Yeah, I think I've been sort of pushing back the other stuff, which is talking about something that's been really bugging me. I don't know if I've already talked about this. I don't think I have. Which is, I'm feeling... The best way I can really understand it is I feel empty right now. Like, in terms of YouTubing. In other regards, I'm kind of plodding along like usual, and it feels like I'm stagnating in that department, maybe. Who knows? Maybe it's the whole being in lockdown for so long, you kind of can't readjust super quickly. But at the moment, whenever it comes to doing YouTube, I'm lost so much passion already. It's very strange. I want to... It's really difficult to describe because words are not my forte, as you can no doubt tell. But the best way I can describe it is, at the moment, I'm lacking a major desire to do anything related to YouTube. I've, in a sense, burnt out of YouTube as a hobby. It is something that I wish I could figure out why I struggle to do certain things with YouTube. But there it is. You know, whenever I think about doing stuff for YouTube, my brain just almost half fights against me because it just doesn't want to deal with it. And it's so weird because for years I dreamed about being on my own so I could kind of record whenever I want to. And now that I'm finally in this position, I don't ever want to fucking record. It's so weird. Like, I've got games that I was intending on making concepts for, things to play through, streaming stuff. And every time I think about it, either my mind goes blank and I'm just staring at the screen, trying to figure out what to do, and nothing comes to mind. And even when, on the rare occasion, something does come through, I have such little enthusiasm for it when I eventually get around to doing it. I just end up procrastinating for so long afterwards, and it's very difficult, and it sounds like such a first world problem, but it's like I want to continue this hobby, but at the same time I don't want to continue it. I feel like I think the best way to describe it is burnt out, and I don't know if I don't want to waste your guys' time. In a sense, I have nothing. I don't owe you anything, because theoretically, all of this is just a hobby of mine. Like, this was something that I did because I thought it was fun, and I'd been doing it for a long time. And as I've always said, I've never cared, especially that I've not gotten shitloads of subscribers. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's nice, and on the occasions I get messages from you guys talking about how much you enjoy the series I do, or you light up your day. I'm really like, I fucking love those moments because it shows that what I'm doing is actually quite fun, and that there is a benefit. There is benefits from doing this that is more than just, it's fun to do. It's like, no, this makes me feel great. This makes me feel awesome, that someone out there is overexcited because I've made a video. And I'm reluctant to give that up. I don't want to quit, but I don't feel like I want to. It's so fucking stupid, isn't it? I kind of feel like I need to talk to someone about this stuff, or to talk to someone who knows what the hell I'm talking about. So, yeah, it's surprisingly weird, to say the least. But the best way I could describe it is, it just feels like every time I want to put in, like, I think about doing something, it's like someone slots in a blank cartridge in my head, and any thinking towards an idea, any kind of conceptualizing towards what to do next, it just dies, or it doesn't even start to live. It just fucking stagnates. And obviously the whole situation with, you know, Hearts of Iron 4 and other stuff like that, it's just every time I think about something, I don't want to do it. I just actively think to myself, oh, and I don't want to do that. I don't want that to be the case with YouTubing, but like there are times where I just think, oh, I've got to fucking stream now. And it's like, that I don't want to have. Because for me, passion is everything when it comes to this. Like, if I don't feel that weird, giddy feeling every time I do something in a video game, or if there's not a chance I can have a manic laughing session like I used to when I was playing Hearts of Iron 4, I don't want to do it in a sense, because it, you know, you can feel the lack of enthusiasm through someone's voice. And right now, I feel like my lack of enthusiasm will just make it worse. Like, I'd rather not make videos that look like shit. That's the thing I'm most afraid of, is I'm afraid of making videos that look like garbage. And I think they're okay because I just couldn't be bothered to deal with it. And now I'm just sitting here, you know, looking at these horrible videos and forcing myself to go, yeah, that's okay. And then obviously, when inevitably you guys come and see it, they'll be like, well, this is shit. And then I get even more depressed, and it's a cycle I don't want to ever think about starting. So all I can do is say is I can apologize so many times for just like my really lax behavior lately, like not uploading videos on certain days, or not making any content posts, like the channel post or whatever. It's a weird state of affairs I'm currently going through, and I really want to know why the fuck my brain is doing this right now. Maybe it's my diet, maybe it's the fact that I've been cooped up in my house and I don't see that many people. Perhaps that's it. But it's just, like, I don't mind being on my own because I have friends online, I can talk to people, but it just, when it comes to the thought of other stuff, it feels like a freaking Dementor from Harry Potter just comes along and sucks out all of your passion and happiness, leaving you nothing more than a husk. Just a husk that wakes up, goes to work, does stuff, plays video games for a few hours, and then goes to bed. It's like that's something that it just sucks the passion out of me. And I don't get why, because I was doing that shit years ago. Same kind of deal. I wasn't doing a whole lot. I used to be cooped up in my room for a majority of the week, but I had the passion. I had the freedom. I had the ability to do this shit, limitedly, admittedly, but still. And yet I now, with the similar limits, you know, like I can't make noise at freaking 1 o'clock in the morning because the neighbors will kill me. But like, I don't feel the passion for it. I just can play games. I just can't record myself playing games. And it just sounds so stupid. And again, I sound like a fucking whining little bitch. But I really want to know why. And it's so frustrating. Like, if I knew what was wrong, I could deal with it. But it just, all I can think of is just, I can't be bothered to do this anymore. So, yeah. I don't think I'll quit YouTube. At least, not unless my whole brain just shuts down at this point. But it definitely feels like I need to take a break for a while. But there obviously are series I'm working on, which I would feel remiss if I'd allowed to not finish. So, in regards to the live streams, I'm still going to do... I said, we're going to do them... we're still going to try and do these things. I've bloody restarted this damn thing so many times. But no, we are going to try and do the live streams. It's just, at the moment, I'm going to have to really think about how best to continue on with this, because it is something that I want to succeed in, but at the same time, I have to figure out why my brain wants me to not succeed, and it's so irritating. So anyway, I will... So this has surprisingly taken a lot less time than I thought it was. I've already recorded another edition of this, and it was like leading up to half an hour, and I'm already and I've cut the time down by like half the time. I'm efficiently bitching. Oh god, but no. So, as said, if you guys know or have had something similar to this, I am genuinely asking, what the fuck is up with my head right now? If you know a way to deal with it, to punch on through, because I still kind of like doing certain things, but just when I can, I don't, and it's so annoying. because it's like, it's something that's consumed me for over 10 years almost. And now I can't think of doing anything else but not that. And it's like, you know, it's really, really weird. Anyway, I will shut myself up now because I think I've already bitched and moaned long enough to deal with that stuff. So anyway, in summary, I will attempt to do some live streaming a little bit later on in the week, possibly tomorrow, most likely Saturday. And we will attempt one more time to get Dying Light to work with this increased upload rate and all that jazz. I'll even try and have a look at my system settings to try and get a decent quality frame rate going. But there is a good chance that if the game wants to be a bitch, which it probably does, I will have to resort to using other means, shall we say, to we'll have to resort to other means to finishing that series, which is primarily just going to be me recording it separately, so I can't interact with you guys. But it will still be done on that one. So anyway, thank you very much for sitting through this one. I hope you've had a good time. As said, gameplay footage in the background, you probably will easily catch it. Holy shit, this game is amazing. I'm going to feature, if I haven't already in the video, the point where myself and a few guys from the BSI clan that we've got, because naturally BSI is interested in this. Basically, we were all running around the moon on one of the moons in this system, and the city you've encountered is developer built, but it's kind of like a placeholder. It's like, well, look, players eventually will be able to make something akin to this. So basically, yeah. And oh my god, it's going to be mental. Absolutely mental. So yes, this game is amazing. I love it. I'm hoping it does well. And I hope that you guys will enjoy. If you do get into it, let me know what you think of it in the comments section down below. And yeah, thank you so very much for everyone who's stuck with the channel thus far. And I hope you guys have a lovely day. So I'll catch you then. This is Mr. Jaeger signing out. Have a good one, guys.